I knew I should have gotten an earlier start. Maybe I could miss this rain. What had Var and Alvor said Whiterun should be there. Very visible in this fog. But still, the jewel of Skyrim. The trade city that all come to. Looks like others are traveling to it. Hail there. I hope you're not being as me. Oh. Imperial soldiers. Greetings. Oh, be about my business. Remember what Alvor said, Eirik. Until I get that point from General Tullius, it's best to stay away from them. Just how I need to speak to Bulgriff. Hunting Brew Meadery. They're still open after all these years. Might have to stop by it later. Remember Father bringing me here once? If it wasn't for this rain, I'd feel a whole lot better. But it comes from Kine, crying over her lost one. So, by the 9. Giant! Well, looks like I wasn't needed. You 3 fought well. Takes a lot to take on giants.
You
Hail
look
there.
strong. Come to your Vasker and be a companion.
Companion? Yo. You must excuse me, I've heard of you. Sure Ray be surprised the companions took it on a giant. They're famed warriors. It's an honor to stand in your mere presence. But do you really think I could join the companions? You don't even know me.
Kodlak is the one who figures out who can be a companion, so talk to him. It's out of my hands.
Kodlak. I'll be sure to talk to him. I've traveled all across Tamriel, and being back home, it's different. Perhaps you will see me one day.
All right then.
Hail.
Fight with us and you'll have stories to tell. Come up to your Vasker, if you're worth anything in a fight.
I am worth something in a fight. I already have many stories to tell. But
Farewell.
I'll speak to her, then be on my way. Greetings.
Blood on the wind today. Good hunt ahead of us.
Oh, looks like you already had a good hunt. Just wanted to speak to you since I've spoken to your compatriots. It's really something for me to see you in action. Your friend back there said that I could join. What do you think?
We don't just take in any milk drinker who stumbles in. Talk to Kodlak if you think you have what it takes to be a companion.
Kodlak. I'll be sure to talk to him at some point.
All right then.
I'll leave you 3 be. Good hunting, warriors of Jorvaska. Wow. That was truly something. To be a companion. Famed warriors of East Grimor. I'll have to give that some serious thought.
By Izmir, it's true. A jester, funny suit and all. Just north by the Loria's farm. Fool had a coffin in a cart with a broken leg to see him laugh his way out of that.
Poor fool. There's no doubt trying to get someone buried. fishy traders. Last I saw them was back in Citadel. I wonder, do they have anything to sell? Ew, those that walk the sands of elsewhere.
Need something?
Yes. I was wondering if you have anything to sell.
Take a look.
Well, you actually do have something I need. This backpack. And, let's see here. I have a few amethysts and garnets, so as well as a ruby. But I was also wondering, do you have anything for this blasted rain? Travel cloak. I'll take that. And don't really need that wolfskin hood. Thank you very much. I've been to elsewhere only once in my life. And it wasn't that long of a stay either. Being a Nord and elsewhere was pretty much asking for trouble. Just how I imagine it is for you being here in Skyrim. So I am curious to learn more about your homeland.
The Khajiit hail from a distant land called Elsewhere, bordered on the north by Cyrodiil, and the south by the glistening blue waters of the sea. Elsewhere is an arid land of deserts and rocky canyons, where the sun shines warmly, always. They're a city so ancient, the sands have swallowed them whole. But now I will say no more, for I miss my home greatly.
I feel that. When I traveled, all I thought was missing Skyrim. Being away from home, it's something hard to bear. I must ask, why do you sell your goods in Skyrim? Surely there's other provinces to go to.
An astute question, for we are far from home, and this is a cold, hard land. The wise trader finds the best opportunities, even if he must travel far to find them. Skyrim is a ripe opportunity indeed. The dragons and the war have scared many other traders away, but for those with courage, there is much profit to be made.
So news has spread that far already. Well, Skyrim is a land of opportunity. I will give you that. I've heard you traders have trouble on the roads. What kind of trouble?
It is all in this note.
Well, I'll be sure to read it. But you all take care. May the warm sands guide you, as you say.
May your road lead you to warm sands.
There's the saying. May your road lead you to warm sands of elsewhere once more. It's always good to meet the Khajiit. Too bad they often have a bad reputation. But all races have a bad reputation at some point or another. We Nords are stubborn people. Too hard-headed for our own good. Hell.
Halt! City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only.
Aye. I've come from Riverwood. Alvor, the blacksmith, has called for the Jarl's aid.
Riverwood's in danger too. You better go on in. You'll find the Jarl in Dragon's Reach, at the top of the hill.
Dragon's Reach, top of the hill. I'll be sure to make note. I plan to speak to the Jarl right away. Seems the rain is finally letting up.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own. Why don't you swallow that stubborn pride of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help?
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak. Besides, Greymane would never make steel for the Legion.
Have it your way. I'll take the job, but don't expect a miracle.
Soldier asking for more blades. Work is always tarrying here. No sport. I'll have to check that out later. Thank you, kind, for letting up on your tears this day. But Whiterun. Haven't been here since... Well, it's been many years. Hey, kinsman. As busy and populated as ever. It's good to know that. Gilder Glean. Yes, I'll feed you later. The Temple of Kine.
Someone's
The
been
Gilder
pilfering
Glean.
crops from my farm.
Brigands I can handle. But this talk of dragons? World's gone mad, I say.
Rock in
Tell me about it.
I'm surprised you had the wits to notice all this.
I know
What
your
with your
family's
nose
honor is
buried so far
important to
from the
you,
Emperor's
but we can't
backside, you won't
afford
be
it.
laughing when
took
the
me
facts
Preacher,
are
old men
told.
arguing,
stop now.
and special
I can't get
fare.
the sword on my own.
I've
So
already
you're
put in
willing
a
to
claim
starve
to the
your
land.
wife and daughter to reclaim some rusty old sword?
I just need to hire one, maybe two good men. No lollygagging.
I'm not lollygagging.
You
God.
can claim your sword, or you can keep your wife. If you set foot outside that gate, I won't be here when you return.
Don't do it, friend. Let me tell you right now.
Wait,
Hey,
you tried mercenary work? It might suit you.
I've been a mercenary once. Look, I don't mean to eavesdrop, but I overheard your conversation. Apart from the two old men arguing. What were you arguing about?
My Sapphire doesn't like that I've been spending so much time looking for my father's old sword. He fed his entire family with the gold he made using that weapon. I'm not about to let it gather dust in some thief's trophy room.
An old sword passed down from your father. I sympathize with that. I had an axe that was given to me by my father, but if there's anything I could do to help you find that sword, I'll be willing.
I tracked it to a group of bandits nearby, but I'm no fool. I'd need the Whiterun guards or maybe hire the companions to get it. I don't know why I'm saying this, but if you find it out in your travels, I'd be grateful to you.
Well, I may not be a companion, but I aspire to be. If I find that sword, I will bring it back to you. You have my oath.
If you find that sword, please bring it to me.
I will. The Gilder Glean. Said to be seed from an even older tree. Symbol of kind. And there's the temple. I remember Mother taking me here. Back when the war was still raging. Funny. Being back in Whiterun makes me feel almost as home. Even though Kyne's Grove is where I grew, Whiterun was a second home. If that ever makes any sense. But remember what you're here for, Eirik. You need to speak to the Jarl. Gopher. So this is what it's like inside. Truly is as impressive as they speak.
Well, there's no telling what it means.
Lord, my manners.
What would you have?
Show my face.
Nothing? My lord, please. This is no time for rash action. I just think we need more information before we act.
Hell.
What's the meaning of
Who's
this
this, then?
interruption? Jarl Balgrup is not receiving visitors.
If he's not receiving any visitors, why did you let that one behind you pass? Sorry. But Alvor sent me. Riverwood is in danger.
As House Carl, my job is to deal with all dangers that threaten the Jarl or his people. So you have my attention. Now explain yourself.
A dragon has destroyed Helgen.
You know about Helgen?
Aye.
The Jarl will want to speak to you personally. Approach.
Thank you, Oscar. So let's see how you managed to get past her. Yo, Bolgraf. I am Eirik Alderson. I bring news from Riverwood and from Helgen.
So, you were at Helgen? You saw this dragon with your own eyes?
Aye, I did, Jarl. I had a great view while the Imperials were trying to cut off my head. I know you'd rather not hear that, but I will be frank. I will not hide the truth.
Really? You're certainly forthright about your criminal past. But it's none of my concern
Not
who the
criminal
Imperials want to
past, per
execute.
se.
Especially now. What I want to know is, what exactly happened at Helgen?
Well, I was on my way back to Skyrim, and I thought, you know what, instead of a ship, I'll cross the border. Surely in time of war, I could get by easily. Worst mistake I ever made in my life. But a dragon destroyed Helgen. I say by now there's only rubble of what's left of the city. The last I saw it was heading this way.
By Ysmir, Irileth was right. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls? Against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. If that dragon is lurking in the mountains...
The Jarl of Falkreath will view that as a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not...
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service, and I won't forget it. Here,
Of course,
take
Jarl.
this as a small token of my esteem.
Of course, Jarl. I was simply doing the right thing by warning you of the impending attack. But if I could spare a moment of your time, is there anything else that I can do?
It's good to see you again.
How do you plan to protect Whiterun from the dragon?
With good planning and constant vigilance. Even now, my court wizard, Farengar, continues his research into ways we might drive back these terrors.
Court wizard?
We must also have ample reserves of water to combat the fires that will surely spread after an attack. But our greatest weapon? Courage.
Aye.
For if we cannot kill the beast, we must at least have the tenacity to drive it back. Until brave heroes step forward to destroy these monsters, that is the best we can do.
Spoken like a true Nord and a wise leader. I see why you have gained the nickname the Greater Bolgraf. Surely you will protect Whiterun until the very last of your life. May kind guide you in that endeavor. If there is anything more that I can do, please, I will gladly lend my axe.
Farewell, kinsman.
And farewell, your Bolgraf. Oh, Proventus, right? The Jarl Steward?
I serve Jarl Balgruff as steward.
I told the Jarl that I will lend my hand wherever I can. Is there any work that I can do?
The Jarl has put out a bounty on some bandits. Here, take a look at this decree for details.
A bounty? I'll certainly look at it. Thank you.
Enjoy your visit to Dragon's Reach.
I will. So I'm just able to look around all I want? Within reason? He's a court wizard. Hello there. I just spoken to the Jarl. I have a question I want to ask you, if you'd be so kind to lend an ear, wise one.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like the rest of the great warriors?
In a way, but I'm more curious. The Jarl said you were researching dragons. Is that true?
Of course.
Do you need any help with that?
Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there.
Delve into a ruin, recover a lost artifact that may not be there. I've done that many a times, but what does this have to do with dragons?
Ah, no mere brute mercenary, but a thinker. Perhaps even a scholar? You see, when the stories of dragons began to circulate, many dismissed them as mere fantasies, rumors, impossibilities. One sure mark of a fool is to dismiss anything that falls outside his experience as being impossible. But I began to search for information about dragons. Where had they gone all those years ago? And where were they coming from?
For the longest time, dragons were thought as myths, even to us Nords. But we have stories of the Great War against the dragons, back before the First Era, when Kain gave us a stone voice to fight against them. To dismiss a possibility of them returning would be a fool's errand. So what do you need me to do?
I, learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow.
Bleak Falls.
A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself.
Bleak Falls Barrow. Anything you can tell me about that? All I've heard is an Imperial soldier being scared of it as a boy.
An old tomb, built by the ancient Nords, perhaps dating back to the Dragon War itself. Ah, maybe you just want to know how to get there. It's near Riverwood, a miserable little village a few miles south of here. I'm sure some of the locals can point you in the right direction once you get there.
Of course. But how do you know this stone tablet is in Bleak Falls Barrow?
Well, must preserve some professional secrets, mustn't we? I have my sources. Reliable sources.
Of course. I will not press any further on that. But I was in a mine by Riverwood, if you could believe it. And I procured something that I think would best suit your hands.
Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
Aye. But here, I think this is best off being disposed of, if you catch my meaning. As well as this for your studies. But I am of sorts an inspiring healer. My mother taught me a long time ago, and I would like to continue learning. This sounds like it would be perfect for me. That would be all. Are you the only practicing wizard in Whiterun Hold?
I believe I am, yes. Technically speaking, of course. The city is also home to a priest, priestess, an alchemist, and I'm sure others who practice. Ah, that reminds me. Speaking of alchemists, I have some frost salts for Arcadia. She asked me to obtain them for one of her potions. Would you be so kind as to deliver the frost salts for me? I'm sure Arcadia will provide some form of recompense.
Frost salts? If my memory serves correctly, those only come from ice raves. I'm not going to ask how you got your hands on those, but I'll deliver them for you.
Good. You're clearly better suited than I am to carry out such a menial task.
Errand boy. Got it. You have to remind me. It's been years since I've been to Skyrim. What are your duties as a court wizard?
I'll put it simply so you'll understand. I advise the Jarl in matters of magic. If the Hold is faced with any threats or mysteries of a magical nature, I am called upon to explain things and suggest a course of action. Hopefully that answer will satisfy you. Good day.
It does. Good day. Don't press any more of the magic man's patience, Eirik. You don't know what will happen. Let's see. That's a bounty. Said halted streams. Silent Moon. Not halted streams. I suspect... Yes. Halted stream is where Armin tracked his family's sword. And Silent Moon is where that bandit is. Not that far from each other. Could possibly take care of one today and maybe the other tomorrow. But Bleak Falls. That is going to be a challenge. I can already feel. But I'll deliver these 4 salts. And then go to the temple. It's the least I can do to honor my mother. Excuse me. Guard.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
I hope so. For everyone's sake, I hope so. That looks to be the symbol for alchemy. Arcadia's Cauldron. Yep, this is where I need to be.
Got a pretty full stock of potions and alchemy reagents.
Oh, I don't know about alchemy reagents, but I could use some potions, but Arcadia, right?
Pardon me, but do I detect a case of the rattles? I've got something for that.
Oh, no, I'm perfectly healthy, but thank you. Thank you, that means a lot, but no, I have some frost salts for you from Farengar.
Ah, splendid, splendid. It's for a special brew I'm working on. A love elixir like none other.
Ooh.
Maybe I'll test it on Farengar first. Oh, but I suppose you expect some compensation. Here. These potions should suffice.
Thank you very much. I'm not an alchemist, but I've heard stories where love potions tend to go horribly wrong. If you do test on Farengar, just make sure he doesn't look directly at you first. Maybe someone else. But,
take a look.
I am interested in a few potions. Mainly those for healing and rejuvenating my stamina. I don't think I need invisibility or illusion. Or this one that I don't even remember how I get it. But I thank you nonetheless, and you're Imperial, aren't you? And a healer, correct?
Of a sort. I don't have formal training in the Restoration School, but something just as good. Within these walls, I have all that I need to brew a potion for nearly any ailment. If I had a septum for every case of rock joint or whitbane I've cured since I opened this shop, I'd be a rich woman indeed.
I feel that. If I had a septum for every head I had to hunt down for Bennett, I'd definitely be a rich man by now. Sorry. With the war going on, have you ever thought of returning to Soto?
Why? Because I'm a proud citizen of the Empire? Because the Stormcloaks only want Nords in Skyrim?
No, I don't mean any of
The
that.
Stormcloaks can rot in oblivion for all I care. I've lived in this city for 20 years. 20!
And I hope you'll live here for 20 more. Good day.
Be careful out there.
I will. Thank you.
Foolish old woman.
Eirik, what were you thinking? You knew better than to make a lady who can brew poison mad.
What of Thorold?
You've gone crazy.
You tried mercenary work? It might suit you.
It does. Remember, you hired me to find your sword, remember? Nimble, kind. Catherworth, as the Imperials say. Yep. Greetings. Is there a reason you're standing in the stream?
Hello, child of Kinnereth.
Yep. Hello. You're a priestess of Kain, are you not?
Indeed. The temple here in the city is my charge.
The head
The goddess's
priestess.
divine blessings have no doubt helped make Whiterun a thriving and prosperous city. After all, it is she who brings rain to our crops and fair weather on the harvest days.
It is. And she who watches us Nords that die in battle to go to Sovngarde, the realm of her long husband. But I was returning here after many years, and my eyes just couldn't seem to get away from the tree. Can you tell me about it?
This is the Gildergreen. It was planted as a seedling in the early years of Whiterun. Disciples of Kinnereth could sense something holy in it, and traveled far to hear the winds of the goddess in its branches. They built the temple. Of course, not as many pilgrims these days.
Why? Why haven't there been many pilgrims coming?
A big dead tree isn't very inspiring if you're coming to worship the divine of wind and rains. Kinnereth gives life, and we need a living tree to be her symbol.
I could understand that. Is there any way to revive the tree?
I've thought about that. Trees like this never really die. They only slumber. I think if we had some of the sap from the parent tree, we could wake up its child. But even if you could
That
get
could
to
work.
the Elder Gleam, you couldn't tap it. Not with any normal metal.
Not a very normal metal. What kind of metal would work on that tree, then?
Elder Gleam is older than metal, from a time before men or elves. To even affect it, you have to tap into the old magic. You'll have to deal with the hag ravens. I've heard about a weapon they've made for sacrificing Spriggans.
Hag ravens.
It's called Nettlebane. The hags terrify me, or I would have gone after it myself.
I don't blame you. Hag ravens are some of the worst things that I've ever encountered. But if you need Nettlebane to get to the parent tree to get sap for this dying one, I'll gladly get it for you.
Your spirit is strong. Kinnereth's winds will guide your path. It's held in a hagraven nest called Orphan Rock.
Orphan Rock. I'll remember the name. I'll be sure to head there as soon as I'm able. For the Gildercling. I'll head there as soon as I can. I have many things that I need to tend to. One of them lies in the temple. Mother.
The pain is so great.
The fever. My
Sorry.
body burns.
Temple of Kain. Remember Mother bringing me here?
I can't bear it.
So sick. Can hardly stand it.
I'm sorry. If there was something I could do, I want to help you. For all of you. Shrine. Although Skyrim is a bad time indeed. Please, lend me some aid that I can help those that I can. Lend me some aid so I can help those that I can. Donica.
So, have you gotten Nettlebane back from those filthy hag ravens yet?
I haven't yet, but I'm making it at the top of my to-do list. I hate to ask you, has the Stormcloak uprising affected your duties any?
Somewhat, yes. At first it seemed a distant thing, heard only in the idle speech of guards and traders. When the wounded soldiers began to return from battle, I did what I could to help them. As more of the sick and injured came to the temple, my work as a healer became more important than my duties as a priestess. I wish only an end to the fighting, so that I can tend to the temple once more.
I feel you. I do. My mother, she was a priestess as well in Kynesgrove. When the Great War happened, her duties became more of a healer during that time. I did the best I could to help her, even though my abilities of healing is far beyond what she could do. I strive to honor her the best I can in that regard. I swear unto Donica, I will retrieve the Nettlebane for the Gilder Queen. Do all I can to help those in need.
May Kinnereth's winds blow you to fortune.
May they very well. For I'll need it. I'll need it. Wrong door. I'll see myself out this way. I'll need it.